Yes. So one question came to me that I can answer now. Just come by other means. A small question. Somebody has asked why we feel motivated to do something if somebody who has just passed away has said something, or when people such incidents happen, sad incidents, then they feel inspired, as the person says. See, and this is why it should not be in normal course of action. Why should we not feel more motivated with positive things? This is common sense observation, and it happens to so many people. One reason to that behind that is when somebody has passed away, then you feel more responsible if you were not already. So it works like a guilt plus a sense of responsibility both. So people feel like doing more. And yes, it should be in the normal course of action. So if person is in on the spiritual path, then it will happen on the normal course of action as well. And there will be no such thing that one not necessarily to wait, but not even when such things happen, then only they will feel motivated. Am I clear to you people? Yes. These are the simple things behind that. First, as the person observed, for him I'll say that it is guilt plus sense of responsibility both working. And to second part of the question, again I repeat, it should be in the normal course of action, then one should feel determined. It happens when one is on the path of spiritual discovery, on the spiritual path. Because when evolution happening, and automatically one feels determined. Whatever determined feels, whatever one feels that what one should do, determined. So for others, this happens because that works as a shock to them. Okay? This is how it should be seen. Yes. Any other question? Mhm. Okay. So generally, since there are no questions, so I'm telling you something just like that. See what human being is looking in life as a normal human being, or whether they are in a spiritual path or even not. What are they looking for? Just because they are sensible, that much I'm anticipating. They keep looking for some models for life, that how my life should be. Like whom? So they say, no, this is my hero, this is my heroine, or whatever. This is the way. That means somebody wants to say, for example, says, I want to become like Kalam. Somebody say, I want to become like Modi, or somebody want to say, I become like Einstein. Whatever. To what extent somebody say, no, I want to become become like Muhammad. Somebody says, I want to become like Christ. Somebody says, I become like Ram or Krishna, whatever. So, to what extent they are knowledgeable, they are looking for models that they could live life, their life that somebody else has lived this way, and this has been fulfilling the life as much as they know. This is sensible people, little sense. They keep looking for this because that inspires them and motivates them. So this is base also behind history, Itihas we call, like how Ramayana began. What is the story we hear? That seer Valmiki is there, he is doing his tapas. And after having done, he becomes silent because there is nothing to do. So he is silent. Now, the whole existence is looking at this as such a person has been created, such a person has come up who can do so much to that, and he is gone silent, nothing saying. Now, if you make a fruit, somebody wants to have it, that should be there. A tree is you plant a seed, so much work you do, it becomes a tree, and then it gives fruit, and it's a fruit. Nobody is interested. That way you can see. So now he is a ripe man or realized man, but there is nothing to do. So he is inspired by forces of the existence. So he feels like, no, I should write about somebody who is in the present time, such that all the qualities are there in him, which are good qualities, which are human qualities, divine qualities. Nothing is lacking. As a man should be, as a human being should be complete, that kind of person I want to write. So that what is the why should he write? He says so that by living that way, one will get all the four things. Artha, dharma, kama, moksha means for this world also he is ideal, and for other world also he is ideal. For both of the things one will get. Means one means whole existence. But since he is a realized person, so he is saying who is now. That's his challenge. He's not saying that because realized person means he is now become eternal. He has nothing to do with anything. So, but he has to look for the present. This is the difference. See, as we say, what is the depth of the eternity? You cannot meet it. Eternity is everything is eternal. Its depth is eternal. Its vastness is eternal. Its volume is eternal. But before that, only dimensions are there. So we say we devise here in Sahaj Smriti Yog, as we say, for the sake of understanding, that at least people can understand that yes, if you become feel you are immortal, then only you can look for your expansion, then only you find yes, now I can expand to the infinite, then the last stage comes, as they say. So he is looking who is in the present, not the depth. Present means one dimension of the eternity, just a small dimension, because eternity is eternity. So who is their surface on the appearance? He's saying about whom, because if he write about something who is not in the present, then it will become matter of belief, not that of trust. He's writing there, somebody is not like that, then if he has to indicate, then where will he say about that? And because he is a real person, so he doesn't want to realized persons, he will not do any such thing. He says, who is there? If I have to write human qualities are like that, then there should be someone to uphold him. Otherwise, these are known already. So many times it has been said, so many times really, what are human qualities, what are divine qualities. Existence is not, creation is not happening for the first time. It's already there, but who is there now? So that is the difference between realization and knowledge. Is there somebody upholding those qualities? Then only this can be called real in the sense of appearance. Otherwise, they are real. But if nobody is upholding, so he is inspired with this thought that he should write about someone. But who will he write about? So, like these days, this is now what? How do we get news? What is happening in the world through media? It's written in newspapers, coming on television. Now YouTube, you have Twitter and everything, whatnot. So all these are the sources, whatever we know about the world. That these things mean so many people are writing about it. So we find yes, there is something like this. Which is otherwise many of us have not traveled to those countries. We have not seen what is happening there. But through media it becomes clear. So that time he prays for it because that time such a thing was not existing. As it is today, if somebody says it was like that, perhaps he should rethink. But there were other means. So he prays for that, and Narad Muni, media of that time, which is roaming everywhere, he appears and he says that there is someone like this. And he asks this question and he says, yes, you have already met the person also. He is there. So he tells about Ram, that Ram is such person in whom not all qualities are there, but all qualities are from him. So what you are looking for, that is there existing, and you can write. And not only that, you will also play a part into that history which you are going to write. So this is how, and then the story goes that he goes to Tamsa river while he was, it comes before in fact, that he had gone to the river to take bath while he was having that mourn that has appeared unto you, that silence. But he was looking for a place to keep his bulkal, that whatever he was wearing. So he noticed there, after coming from his bath, he noticed that there was this couple, a bird, cronch, which we call. So they were in their conjugal position, and one of them was killed by this thing, Bahiria, what we call that? Hunter. He was shot an arrow and one was killed. So the other one was crying. Looking at that, his silence broke from inside. Valmiki. And it came in a meter. Man shad pradishtam tvam gama saraswati sama. Yat kraunch mithunat ekam badhi kama mohita. So he spoke in a meter. So he was surprised. He was taken aback. What have I spoken? Because he is a saint and realized person who is in silence. He said, this cannot be just meaningless utterance. I have no role to play into this. It has come, it's so known. So it is Sahaj, it is spontaneous. It is not my work. He knew that, realized where from it is coming. So it must have some purpose. If people understand this, then they will become human beings. That he is so pure that what is coming inside him, he knows very clearly, I have not done anything in this. He has, through penance, he has made himself like this, that he is very clear, this is not my work. If we do not do penance, what will happen? Whatever we are doing, we say this is not my work, which is very much our work. And that is where the thing will go wrong because it is play of the mind. So he has made himself like that. And that is how riches and everything comes. Why Vedas are called aparushe, means not of the humans making, because they came under those things, those utterances came when person was very clear this is not me. And I have yet to explore what it is. So when this came, so he told his disciple Bharadwaj was there, and he said, "You note it." Note it means at that time, which you remember, I'm telling you, that was the mode. So he recited, and they just because memories at that time, people's memories were very sharp and clear, and that is how the Shruti Parampara is. Only one telling orally another, and they are keeping it as it is with same meter with much clarity. And so Bharadwaj noted that. Later on, when he came to his ashram, then he had a vision of the Creator who says, "No, I only had inspired you, and you have to do the work. Rest, whatever you say, whatever you have seen, and whatever you will write, that all will be true, and you will come to know all what is life is here and there." That is how is referred. Ram's life here and there. And the creating principle, creator, whatever you want to call it, Brahma, he disappears. So that is how we say that this is history of human heart, because those qualities are ultimate potential that a human being can have to exercise them in a personality. So this is forever, this is eternal, but it is not a belief. So he is that there is there somebody living, then only I'll write. I know what it is not. But how can I, what is the point? That is about the same which we believe in God, that kind of a thing. That is where the mistakes are made. That maybe God is there, but if it is not realized, then what is the use of that God? So same thing coming further down, if it is said this way, if there is nobody living those qualities, then it is as good as not non-existing. None can live. There is not even a one person on earth who can live. Then what is the point of those things? And how can you say that these are ideal for people? Because they will remain in the what you call verbal sense ideal, but not real. So what is the point? That is how and the Ramayana was written. So later on, as we all know, that till then Ram had one time stayed with him while he was on his vanvas. And later on, as we hear that Lavakush also stayed there. Sita stayed there in his ashram. And the Ramayana was told to Lavakush.
So Guruji, Valmiki wrote what was happening or what?
Both things.
Both
things, that's but already something was done and something had yet to happen, and certain things he has written. Means when you write poetry, it is not, there are three generally Lakshana, Vyanjana, and Abhidha. Words have three meaning. Generally, this is how. This is something I say this is computer. But if I say you are a computer, that means you are not computer, your mind works like computer. So this is called Abhidha. If I say this is computer. So means what I mean, that thing is also same only. But Lakshana, when I say this, you have that quality of computing. I say he is a living computer, but you are not a computer. So one another meaning. Then Vyanjana, when you start describing something further. So there is another. So word does not have one meaning in poetry. And poetry is basically when it is really realized person's poetry, Nothing is written there. You just see as you evolve. Ramayana, Gita, especially for Mahabharata, I have my reservation, but Gita, especially Ramayana. Whole. It is something as you realize, so you keep seeing that this is there, this is there. There is nothing in it, or everything. And that is how the evolved poetry is. So he wrote both the things. What is there and what is happening at his time. That is why people have this confusion whether it was written before and that Ram played it. That's the story you are referring to, or whether it was later after happening. Both things are. That is why, see, when you enter into immortality, like one more example, I think it will make much more clear. When Shiva Parvati married, they worshipped Ganesha. Ganesh Puja is there, no? Because saint said this is, he is the first deva you have to. So they say one should not get surprised because Sura Anadi Jiyejan, these divine beings are immortal. So in which yuga, when this is happening, that is when it is happening. So that is why, so it to understand these things, there are Upanishads. If we go to that extent, then we see that somebody is asking Siyakolka question. How many gods are there? So he said 33,000. So how many? He said 33. How many? He said 3. How many? He says 1.5. So that way it keeps, because the other is understanding that. That's what I said when I said Einstein said, he said in some other perspective, but this is how do you understand that word. So they are, the question is understanding. Yes, yes, he means it. By 33 means now he has come to this explanation, now he has come to this explanation, now one. So when this is how it is, then it is not very strange that when parents are getting married, they are worshipping the son who has yet to be born. Because it is not the same time and space. The thing is happening. So that is why when we try to look at our itihas in a history way, you will not find much things. But it is not to say that it didn't happen. And that is the whole thing I am trying to explain, that Valmiki is not ready to write and says until somebody is there, I'm not going to write. Why? This will not correct. So when he is told that no, it is very much living in front of you, then he has written. So how many times this has happened? So they take some event from this, some event from somebody described from somewhere, some other birth, some other time. So history, if you see it, history, you get confused. What is it? So if you are clear about one, if you have that star position, everything, now people are trying science. One day they'll, why should not they? They should reach there. If they are making true efforts, they'll come to know. So through stars now they are trying to fix no for this yoga when it happened. Like that here, how does it matter? But this is how it is. So it is problem with the people who have limited this linear sense of history. Those who have this sense that there are rounds and rounds, circles and circles, it is endless, infinite. And interesting thing is that it is supported by our intelligence. If one sits quiet in a corner peacefully and one asks oneself those questions, whether one be most intelligent person or just simple person, answer will become same. What is at the surface, that is at the depth also. But the simplicity is needed to understand that. So this is how everybody is looking for models. But here in Sanatana Parampara, there is not one. There are thousands and billions of realized ones. So there is no end. How many can be there? That is because it is a living parampara. It is not that you are, he happened to be that time, now it is nobody is there. That is the trouble that happens to the linear ones, and that is how the limitations come. If they leave that limitation, just little openness is needed. Whosoever they are, ultimately, those who are believing or doing anything, ultimately they are doing in the name of God. And God cannot be so that he get miffed by your openness. If you want to know why will you get miffed, you should be rather happy that person is open. Openness is what people are looking, not my opinion. Mhm. So this is how it is a living parampara, and there are so many that people all the time find one. Otherwise, how will be called real? Because real, as I keep saying, means both. That it should be appearance also, it should be really real also. Then only people. Otherwise, they say if that is there and this is not there, then also it is not complete. This is there, that is not there, that is also not complete. This is there, that is not there means what? That people, somebody is trying to do very good here, but that quotient is missing, which is divine. And somebody that is there, but this is not here means somebody is totally into that and not taking care of at all of this. That is also not correct. It has to be balanced as it is. So our itihas is living all the time. It's living. It's never dead. All events keep happening. So many things happen, but this stays as it is. And its meaning with this way, it's itihasa. That is how that works. Itihasa. Mhm. Yes. Mhm. A simple life we live. We do our meditation for 1 hour, so that makes us quiet and regulated, moderated for the rest of 23 hours. We live a simple life. That's how it is. Yes. If nobody provokes me, then I will keep quiet. Yes, Venkatesh. How do we know? Okay, so more and more of it, huh? Yes. So there are two things in it. You said, how do we know that somebody protects us? And how we get more and more of that protection. Is this clear? This is the one, Venkatesh. Eh? I don't know. But why you have this doubt that how to put? Is something more you want to add to it? Why that? Because question has to be very clear. Then you get very clear answers. So that's why I repeated that if you want to make any change, add something, then you can add. Hmm. 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 Yes. Yes. Hmm. See, here when you say who is protecting, the first thing is that there is somebody who needs protection. Do we know that person who needs protection? See, I am making your question clear to you. When we say, why I am putting this very just to make you understand its depth, we should first know who is protected by knowing that is there someone who needs protection. Who is that? Or we are looking for conveniences, that is there someone who will always be making things convenient for me. These are two different things. See, when we work for a company, that I think will go well with you. Then whether your perks are taken care, if you are traveling, your TADA, you are given flight ticket. If you are on a higher position, business class, you will be offered or not. So in that limited sense, you will say now company is well protecting me. I am well protected by my company. So you are looking for conveniences. What is protection there? Company is taking work from you, it is giving you whatever it is, and there may be sometimes you are miffed. Why I being given this means not five why not 5 star, why 3 star hotel, or why not business class, why this simple economy? Maybe so many things, your perks and everything. So, this analogy I gave you that your spiritual journey and what is happening around you in life, they are related, but they should not be seen in this light. That is what our whole history tells us, and that is what I am repeating. That whom you call in our tradition, like Ram, Krishna, such we call them gods. No, we should call them incarnation. We call them Mahapurush, depending on from which stream we are coming. Different schools looks at same thing differently. Like Arya Samaji, they do not consider incarnation. They say they are Mahapurush. So different. I just give one example. But their life was full of problems. Was not. In whom we all see divine, their life themselves were very miserable if we look from that lens. But were they miserable? They were not. They were never miserable. And Just now only I said the something which cannot be lived is not of much use to us. So protection should be seen in right light. There are some karma, there are our, yes, as you said, whether we are following correctly. Yes, once we are on a path, you go, suppose you have taken a road and you are driving, then you are on a path. You are driving, you are going on that road. Same analogy you can apply here also. Once whatever has been told, if we are following that, then we are doing. If we are not following, then also we will come to know that we are not doing it properly. Then we can again uh, go and ask that, or what is much here in our Sahaj Smriti Yoga is not much, only one page. So it is anytime easy to verify what we are doing and what we are not doing. So if we are doing correct and still life is going the way it is going, then it has to be accepted that these are part of life things. Problems come, everything has to come and everything has to pass also. But when you say fear and not readiness to uh, accept it, means look for its solution or play one's role. That indicates something that oneness has yet to set in on the path. There is only one entity, whatever name you want to give it, Venkatesh, as you said, who that is your realization, our own individual realization. But what we keep referring all the time is as soon as this realization dawn upon us that it is only one, and who is that? That we can choose ourselves. This is our own choice, individual. That is no none can force that to them. And that is how it is. Then this just only before your question I answered that somebody asked in your Upanishad that how many are there? Then it comes from 33,000 to 1.5. So half is all this what is appearing to be there. Otherwise there is no half either. So such is the realization of seers. Seers means the one who has seen. The sooner this understanding through our intelligence comes into our understanding, through our intelligence, this understand downs upon, comes to understanding, so downs upon. We find it to be true by verifying our intelligence, intellect, our mind, our heart. Yes, this can be only this way. This cannot be any other way. And that is what you sit in meditation, and sometimes ideas down upon you that yes, this can happen. That's why we say you should keep noting down when you have gone a little deeper, because memory these days goes very fast. You can just forget. Deepest experiences you can forget in a matter of days. At that time, you feel this means word even while coming down, more higher you go, more this becomes clear. Sometimes when you are in meditation, you are in such a high that you think it's going to be for birds and birds to remember, and by the time you come back, you don't remember what happened. So when you are undergoing such understandings, then you should note down so that this doubt should go. Then you will be better prepared. So when there is only one, then he alone is protector or he alone is getting the protection, isn't it? Ah. So we have to, when we are going on the path of realization, because this other identity we have made so solid that this me, this body, this these conveniences need to be protected, that is, then only I'll consider I am protected. This is not the case. This will make so much delay. See, because these doesn't matter in the long run. Only things matter is you yourself, means everybody individually. Because that you can never leave. Real who you are, that is impossible to be left from you. You see, that's the basis. So this I say, even if it is a simple intelligence you try to understand this, the answer will be same. So that's why it's a remembrance. So always when you have come to clear conclusions, then why should you not uphold those? If you uphold, things will become better. Better in the sense you will become more bold to deal with the situation. Situations come because of our karma. More you evolve, you reach to a responsible position, and then from other things happen, which it's not right now to say all that. Otherwise, when you hear such things, you start, so the others are doing this to me, or world is unto me. So when you are not have overcome your own persona, till then such things are not to be thought about. Hmm. So protection is always there. Protector is always there. The journey is in between. That how much more we get aligned to it. All realized ones from the eons have been verifying it. See, like Gita says, same thing. If you want to say old thing, Dharmo Rakshati Rakshita, let other Upanishads say, Yog Shyam Bahamneham, Gita says. So everywhere that you will find. That means the one who you uphold that protects you. All these things which are coming in between, this because we have made certain limitations that if these things are there, then only I am protected. That is not correct perception. Things keep changing. We are always protected because that is how it is. We are part of the one who is anyway there. Nothing can demolish it, so to say, nothing can destroy it. In between is the journey. And journey, as I say, is always towards intellect to intelligence to wisdom. So becoming wiser means tuning to the what best decisions you have, what best conclusion you have reached, and those conclusion you find that these are real. That is important, and that is where people come down again and again because they have reached those conclusions. Otherwise, they should deny, no, no, I have not reached to such a conclusion. They reached, and then they do not uphold them. So, in subtlety, you do not see such things. Where are you moving? Where how you are evolving? But negativity you see fast. So, if we uphold those things, then it will be easier. So, you should not doubt. That's why I am saying again and again, if you are on a path, especially ours, this is one page path. So where is the choice of having a doubt? You just can read whenever you have doubt. It will take 5 minutes that I am following it or not. Because it is you who has to become capable of understanding that how things are working. So such this is called little bit means it happens in life. some complacency comes. We want some kind of that no things should go this way, that way, and that keep happening in life because life moves on higher principles. And more we become aligned to those principles, more we become capable of handling the situation. This is how it is. And more happy we are, situations, it impacts situations. Situations also sometimes change. Hmm. Happiness is important. Fearlessness is important. And how it comes, that I have told. How fearlessness comes, how happiness is maintained. This one example is comes to my mind is that again of Ramayana, which depicts it when Sita is there in Ashokvale. Now we call Ram Bhagwan, and his own wife is there in the captivity. Whom we are worshipping and getting power from, his own wife is with somebody kidnapped. And Hanuman is going there and he comes back to Ram and says, Sita ke ati vipati vishala abdinai kahe bhul deen dayala badi dukhi. He says, Sita is very sad. Then Ram replies, Bachan karam man mama gati jahi sapne ubujye vipati ki tahi. That the one who is devoted to me with word, mind, and deed, how can there be such thing? You have seen something wrong. He didn't say that you have seen something wrong. He just said, how can it be? Just counter question. What you are saying, how can that be? Then he understood. Then he said, हाँ, ये तो बात सही है. कहा हनुमंत विपत्ति प्रभु सोई जब तब सुमरन भजन न. He says, that is a problem when one cannot remember you. Sumiran bhajan is not happening, then it is vipatti. तो ऐसे ही तो प्रॉब्लम है नहीं. और शी nobody is harming her, she is sitting the way she is supposed to sit. So this is how it is, Venkatesh. Uh, Life may things keep happening, but one should be remembering how we are, who we are, where are we going, and then we keep dealing with situations. What appears is not entirely true. What is truth hardly appears. Yes. So you just keep your happiness. Yeah. Hmm. Anything else? Otherwise, we'll wind up. Okay. Namaste. Namaste.